the most privileged youth in Makkah. Mus'ab ibn Umair was the pride of his family. Among the youths of Quraysh, no one dressed better than him. He wore the finest garments, perfumed himself with the most expensive fragrances, and walked through the streets with grace and confidence. His mother loved him deeply and gave him everything wealth could provide. Luxury surrounded his life. But one day news reached him about a man calling people to worship one God. Curious, Mus'ab secretly went to meet Muhammad. The Prophet recited verses of the Quran. The words touched Mus'ab's heart instantly. In that moment, everything changed. Without hesitation, he embraced Islam. When his mother discovered his conversion, her love turned into anger. She imprisoned him in their home, trying to force him back to the religion of their forefathers. She deprived him of comfort and threatened him with everything she could. But Mus'ab remained firm. He eventually escaped and joined the Muslims who migrated to Abyssinia. The once richly dressed young man was now wearing rough clothes, living in difficulty, but his heart was filled with faith. Later, when a group from Yathrib, Medina, accepted Islam, the Prophet picked Mus'ab for a great mission to go to Medina as the first teacher and ambassador of Islam. Though young, he carried wisdom, patience, and sincerity. In Medina, Mus'ab taught the Quran with gentleness and intelligence. Through his efforts, many influential leaders accepted Islam. His work prepared the city for the hijrah of the Prophet. Because of him, Islam spread quickly in Medina. The young man who once enjoyed silk and luxury had become a caller to Allah, living simply, eating little, but carrying immense faith.
Then came the Battle of Uhud. At the battle, Mus'ab was given the honor of carrying the Muslim banner. It was a position of immense responsibility. The standard bearer must never let the flag fall. The battle was fierce. Amid the chaos, the enemy focused on him, knowing that if the banner fell, it would shake the Muslim ranks. An enemy warrior struck his right arm. It was severed. Mus'ab immediately took the banner with his left hand and continued holding it high, reciting, "And Muhammad is but a messenger. Messengers have passed away before him." Then his left arm was struck and cut off. Still, Mus'ab did not let the banner fall. He pressed it against his chest, holding it with what remained of his arms. Finally, he was struck again and fell as a martyr. He died protecting the banner and defending the Prophet. After the battle. When the battle ended, the Prophet and his companions walked among the fallen martyrs. The Prophet stood beside Mus'ab's body. Tears filled his blessed eyes. They found that Mus'ab had only a small piece of cloth to cover him. When they covered his head, his feet became exposed. When they covered his feet, his head was uncovered. The Prophet said, "Cover his head and place grass over his feet." This was the same man who once wore the finest garments in Mecca. Now he had nothing of this world, but he had gained everything in the hereafter. The Prophet recited the verse, "Among the believers are men who have been true to what they pledged to Allah." Mus'ab ibn Umair was one of them.